I welcome you guys to the Make It Simple YouTube channel. This video is continuation to my previous video that is about learning in Python. If you didn't go through my previous video, just go through it and come back to this video. So this video is all about like how to create a web application using Django Framework in Python. In my previous video, what I explained is like how to install the Django Framework through the pip, and also like how to create a project and how to create a product, and how that URL mapping will be done over there. So in this video, what I'm going to do is like I'm going to show you like how to create models in Django project. Let's get into the demo. Before that, I will give you a short overview of like what we done in the last video. As I said, right, for installing this Django, I use a command like pip install Django. That's it. And once it's installed means we need to use the Django admin to create a project. And you can make sure like whether Django is installed or not through this command, CLI command, Django admin, and it will list down all the project. And with the help of the start project, I have just created my project like Django admin start project, and the name of the project, like for example PyShop, and then what I did is like where I need to create the folder, the current directory. So with this we created a product called PyShop, and then after that I explained about what are the types of files we'll have. Like here we have the init.py, which is for the packages, settings, this is for settings file, URL, manage the routing URLs, and this is a web server gateway interface files over there. And how to create a product, just make use of Python, this manage file, Python manage.py file, manage.py file, and then the command we need to create the app is start app. That's it. Just the name of the start app. And what you can do is like we can give the name of the startup. I give the products, and also I explain about what is products and all. Like if you are taking a big enterprise application, each one of the submodel is kind of called as applications. So the product is one of the applications. I just created it, and then what we can do over here is like I just explain what are types of files we have. Same thing, like we have this init.py, which acts for the packages and administration file. Now what this will do is like this is responsible for how this application will look in the administrative panel. And apps is nothing but the other term I can tell like the config file, and models to create the classes or types. To write the automated test cases we can use test, and the URLs we use just for the mapping the patterns. Like if it is a root directory means which file it should get loaded, which function it should get loaded. And views, this is responsible for rendering the HTML page. That's it. So as I said, right, in this video I'm going to show you like how to create a models in Django project. A model is just a representation of the real world concept. For example, if you take the online shopping means everything we can take as a model. For example, the orders, customer, shopping cart, and reviews, and so on. Now what I can do is like let's go ahead and create our first model. So in this file, that's model.py, right, I'm going to create a new class called product. For example, I'm just going to create a new class. The naming convention should be proper, like new class.product. That's it. And this is the syntax. Now what I'm going to do is like I'm just going to inherit the class from this models module. So this models is a module, and here we have the class called model. So from here I'm just inheriting it over here. So what's happening here is like from this django.db package we are importing this models module. In this model we have a class called model, and this class will define all the common characteristics and the behavior from the models in a Django application. For example, if you want to be able to store these models in DB, or if you want to read them the data, or if you want to delete them means, so these are the common operation we can perform on these model objects. So by inheriting this model class, right, our product class also will have all these capabilities built into it. So we don't have to code it. So now what we can do is like we can just define few attributes. What are the attributes? Like name, for example, I can name the attributes. Now what I can do is like I need to set it to the instance of models dot char field class. So once again what I'm saying is like in this model, like this models is a module. We have a class called char field, which is a short form of character field, and this represent the field that contains the textual data like string data and all. So here what you can do is like for the best practices we can pass the maximum length equal to like I can give 30, that's it. And then other field is like the price I can give price. Similarly from these modules called models I can make use of float field because the price will be kind of float, that's it. And I can give the stock, how many number of stock we'll have, that's it. Again the same thing, models dot I can make use of integer field now, integer field, that's it. And then image URL, I need to store the images URL, that's it. And what I'm going to do is like I make use of models dot character field, that's it. And I am just giving the maximum length over here, and the maximum length I can give is like the maximum length 2083, that's it. Now we created the model. Now how to use this model to create the database tables, right? In this project, I'm just minimizing this my app on PyShop. In this project, in the left hand side project panel, we have the file called db.sqlite3, right? This is an empty database file, and that this is an empty database file that Django will create, and we use this to store our data. SQLite, I want to give information, say, like it's a kind of a database, and it is simplest for small application. It is not suitable for the large enterprise application. For larger enterprise application, we can use like SQL Server or Oracle or PostgreSQL. The good news is like the Django supports all of the database engine. SQLite is easiest to use and also easiest to get started as of now. We will work with this SQLite as of now. In future, I will explain how to use the proper DB engine. Now, how to make use of this SQLite is like just we have this DB browser for SQLite, and here I'm going to my PyShop, and what I'm going to do is like I'm just drag and drop this, and it will list down all the tables. As of now, it is empty, like table 0, everything is 0. So just going back to my code. Now, how to use the Django to automatically create the table? We don't want to do this by hand. I don't want to create the table by hand. What you have to do is like we just tell this to Django, hey, this is my model, this is my product model, and go ahead and automatically create the table, DB table, database table for storing our products. That is very easy. How we can do is like there's a command. I'm just opening one more session. Just we can make use of Python and manage.py file. We can make use of make migrations, and if you enter it, it says like no changes detected. Why it is showing like no changes detected is like because by default the Django doesn't knows about this product model. To solve this, what you do is like we need to go to the settings in our application, in our project settings.py. Here we need to inform there is a model, just go and see it over there. For that, in this installed app, right, we need to tell them here like this is my app. For example, my app is products, naming convention should be proper, and products, and inside that we have these apps, and there is a inside these apps there's a class called product configure. Just copy this and giving it over here, that's it, Control V. And now again running this command again inside the terminal, that's it, make migration. See here it shows like it says like migration for products. There's a file will be there. Now inside this folder, right, see there's a file called initial file. Now here see it automatically create a class called migration, and inside this migration there is an object called operations which is of type list, right? So if you look into this operation will have like multiple operations, like it is in of list, so it will have like multiple operation. Look at this first operation, which is what we call as create model. Here we have this create model, right? With this operation we can create a database table called product, and in this table we are going to have this much of fields like name, price, stock, and image URL. As you can see this ID, right, this will automatically added by the Django. For example, why it is added means for every table in the database will have this INT column or uniquely identify records in table, it is automatically adding ID. So now what is the command to run this to migrate this, right? For that again manage py, and you can just call migrate, that's it, migrate. Now what's happening, see here it's doing lot of things, right? Now when I run this command, right, Python manage.py, and the migrate. Django, what it will do is like it will look into a project. It will look into each and every app. So by default, it will have the apps called auth, admin as the internal applications, and also it will look for our products. Now what it will do is like it will run for the every pending migration for the app against our DB. For example, see here, and our application is this one, products. So it will run this file also, and these are the internal files like content types, authentication, admin and all. Content types is the default app installed by Django. We have this migration over here, and also like this is the auth app, which is useful for authentication or authorization, and this is the administrative panel. So it will have like a default apps installed over it, and when running this migrate app, it will look for all the migrations and it will run at the one stage. That's it. So Django will run all of this migration, and we can see our application also like this one. Now what I'm going to do is like I'm just refreshing the table from here again. This I'm just drag and dropping my SQLite database, just opening it. See here, all our database tables are got created and migrated, and this is our table, and which has a prefix of the app name products underscore product. So table is prefixed with our name of our app, which is the products. So this is the beauty of the Django, right? I didn't come here and I didn't manually create these tables over here. This is a great time consuming. We just simply created a model. What we did is like we just simply created a model, and with these attributes, right? We just run the two commands only. One for creating a new migration, and with these attributes, like we can run the two commands terminal. One for creating a new migration based on changes what we made in our code, and another one is to run the pending migration. Now all the migration in the app is run against our database. So next time if you add a new model or modify the existing model, we should come to the terminal and we have to run the we need to run the two commands. One is make migration, another one is migrate. Now what I'm going to do is like I'm just going to create another model called offer. In that I should have like three fields like code, description, discount. We'll see how the Django will detect a new migration and it will create a table. Before that, see here there is a no table called offer. Now what I'm going to define is like I'm just going to define a new class called offer. That's it, and the class name should follow the naming convention offer, and it will inherit from the module dot model class. That's it, and it will have the fields like code. For example, this is a code, and it will have the character field, instance of character field. For best practices, I am setting the maximum length equal to like 30, and again what I'm having like description as one more field or one more attribute, and again this will be called of instance of character field. This is called of character field, and it will have the maximum length of like around 50. That's it, and again one more thing is like discount equal to, again this will be set to the instance of float field, and that's it. Now as I said, right, we need to run only two commands. One is for creating the migration and another is for running the pending migration. That's it. I'm just going to run the make migration. It says like there is a one more file inside this migration, right? If I refresh this page, see this is offer migration, and it's have the create model. So with this having this offer table, and we'll have list of fields. And now what I'm going to do is like I'm just going to run the migrate. So it will run all the pending migration. See, this time it will run only this products only, not this admin auth and all. Now what I'm going to do is like I'm just going back to my PyShop. It will reflected over here. I'm just drag and drop my database. It will get reflected. See here, there is a table with the offer is there, description and discount. That might be question like, okay, you are getting a new model. What if I want to modify this model? For example, I want to modify this model with discount. Right, with this discount, what I'm going to do is like just adding this discount equal to models dot float, just setting it to the float field instance. That's it. Now let's see what will happen over here. I'm just starting to make migration. It will throw error because the table is already there. We need to set some default value. That is, they are saying over here, provide one default role value. For that, what I'm going to give is like default default equal to, I'm just giving 5 somewhat number. Now I'm just trying to run this migration again, and it says like it will added one more migration in the left side panel. See here, there is a product discount. It says like I just added one field called discount. Again, I'm just going to call this migrate. So it will run this pending migration. Migration pending is the product discount alone. Again, now here in this products, right, we don't have this discount. I'm just going to refresh my database over here. And if you see here in my products table, we have this discount. Okay. Now what you're going to do is like I'm just going to see the administrative panel. Let's see. There is a panel called administrative panel. As I said, there's a default application installed it over here. Here we have the administrative panel, right? So every Django application by default comes with the administrative panel. We don't want to create it from the scratch. We don't want to code this. It gets auto-generated. And this is one of the fantastic features of Django that increase our productivity. Let me show you how to work with this administrative panel. For this, we need to create a super user. Then only you can log into over here. For example, how to create a super user? Just going into over here. Again, with this Python manage.py, you can just call create super user in a single line. Create super user. That's it. It will ask for the name. I'm just giving us admin, and then it will ask the email address test@test.com. I'm just giving some email address. And then here I'm just giving the password test234. That's it. And again just giving the password. It will have some password validation. I'm just bypassing this one. And now it's user is created successfully. And now I'm trying to log in over here, admin. Now I'm just giving the password. That's it. See, this is our administrative panel. As you can see here, right, we can manage the users and we can manage the groups over here. We can add a new user. If you go over here, this is the user we created now, and we can also add a new user over here. We get all these beautiful features free when we install our Django application. We don't have to code for this. Now what we can do is like here we can see the settings module, right? Here the settings module. See here only we will see this, what are the installed app like admin, auth, content types. So it will be linked over like this only. Now what you have to do is like I'm just going over here and see here inside this home we have this groups and user. Now I want to include my apps also, like products also. For that, what you have to do is like we want to go over here in the admins.py. In my previous video I explained over here, this module is responsible for adding our products inside our administrative panel. Now what I'm going to do is like I'm just going to import my module. For that, what I'm going to do is like from dot modules import, and what is the model I'm going to import? I'm just giving product. That's it. Now what I'm going to do is like I'm by using the object of admin dot site. I'm just registering my model over here, register of this product. That's it. Now what's going over here is like we use this admin object. This is admin object what we imported here in the first line. This object has an attribute called site, which is an object itself. This object has a method called register. We are calling this method and passing our product class, as this is a model, as an argument. And with this we are telling the Django, hey, that we want to manage our product in your admin area. So with this one line of code, what we did is like we just added our product or our app in the admin area. So now let's see what's happening over here, and just refresh this page. See, our products came over here. With this, we got this form for free. We didn't write anything over here. We didn't write any code to create this form or handling this click and all. Just if you want to click on add product, just add the product over here. That's it. We didn't do anything. To insert or remove, all this automatically generated by the Django only. So let's go ahead and create the product. For example, I'm just creating a product called test. Just adding a product called test, and the price is 10 and the stock is 10. Image URL, I'm just giving some dummy URL, test, discount is 5. I'm just saving it over here. Once it's saved over here, it is listing in this a format called product object. But I don't want to do this. I want to do in a customized fashion. So I want to list this project, products whatever I entered over here in the form of a name, stock, price. So how do customize this products table? let's see that one in the upcoming videos. If you have any doubts on implementing this, just add in the comment section, guys. I will be very happy to help you guys. Thanks for watching my video. Have a good day.